Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Coin Hunt USA. Today we're talking about one of the most exciting coins in US history, the Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark. Many people think 1-cent coins are worthless, but that's not true. Some Denver Mint Wheat Pennies are extremely rare and can be worth big money, depending on their condition and errors. So before you spend or throw away your old pennies, watch this video carefully because one small coin could change everything. Let's get started. First up, the 1-cent wheat penny from the year 1950, made in the USA, and this script is designed for a long-form YouTube presentation that explains history, value, collecting tips, and realistic expectations for beginners and experienced collectors alike. The Wheat Penny series is one of the most famous and loved coin designs in American history, and the 19560 issue is a very common coin that many people find in old collections jars and inherited coin groups. The design features Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat ears on the back, which is why collectors call it a wheat penny. This design was used from 1909 until 1958, and the 19560 coin was produced near the end of that era, making it historically interesting. Even if it is not rare, many people believe all old coins are valuable, but this video explains the real market value and why condition matters more than age alone. The 1956 D Wheat Penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and the letter D under the year shows where it was made. Millions of these coins were produced during that year, which is the main reason why the coin is considered common in the coin collecting world. Large production numbers mean that many examples still exist today and can be easily found in circulated condition. These coins were made mostly from copper, which gives them a reddish brown color when new, and darker brown tones as they age. The metal content alone does not make the coin valuable because the copper value is very small. However, collectors still enjoy owning these coins because they represent everyday American history from the mid-20th century and remind people of a time when 1 cent had more buying power. When discussing value, it is important to understand grading and condition. A 1950 wheat penny that has been heavily used with wear on Lincoln face and flat wheat ears on the back is usually worth only a small amount above face value. In most cases, such coins sell for around 2 to 5 cents depending on demand and location. If the coin has less wear and shows clearer details, it may be worth slightly more, perhaps 10 to 20 cents. Coins that still have strong red color from the original copper are more desirable and can be worth higher amounts, especially if they are uncirculated. However, even uncirculated examples are not extremely expensive due to the high supply available to collectors. Uncirculated 1956 The wheat pennies that retain full red color and sharp details can sometimes sell for a few dollars, especially if they are professionally graded by a recognized coin grading service. Coins graded at very high levels, such as Mint State 65 or higher, are more valuable, but these are difficult to find because most coins from that year entered circulation and were used. Grading looks at factors like surface marks, luster, strike quality, and overall eye appeal. A small scratch or discoloration can greatly reduce value, so collectors should handle coins carefully and avoid cleaning them, because cleaning damages the surface and lowers collector interest even if the coin looks shinier after cleaning. Many people ask about rare errors and varieties for the 1950 wheat penny. While most coins are normal, there are some minor errors that collectors look for, such as off-center strikes, clip planchets, or double details. These errors are uncommon and can increase value depending on how dramatic the error is. Small errors may only add a little value, while major errors can attract strong collector interest. However, there is no famous major double die variety for the 1950 issue like there is for some other years, so expectations should remain realistic. Learning how to identify true mint errors takes time, experience, and comparison with known examples. From a long-term collecting perspective, the 1956 The Wheat Penny is best viewed as a historical and educational coin rather than an investment piece. Its value has remained relatively stable over many years, and it is unlikely to suddenly become rare because so many examples exist. However, it plays an important role in completing a full wheat penny set, and many collectors enjoy the challenge of finding high-quality examples from circulation, old rolls, or estate collections. This coin is also popular with young collectors because it is affordable and easy to obtain, making it a Great starting point for learning about numismatics, which is the study of coins and money. If you are interested in selling a 1956 Wheat penny, you should first evaluate its condition and compare it with recent sales from coin shops, online marketplaces, and coin shows. Local coin dealers may offer small amounts for common examples, while online sales may bring slightly higher prices if the coin is attractive and well photographed. Always be cautious of exaggerated price claims seen on social media or video titles that promise huge value. Most of those claims focus on extremely rare errors or misleading information. Honest research and realistic pricing will help you avoid disappointment and make better decisions, whether buying or selling. For collectors who want to preserve their coin properly, storage is very important. Wheat pennies should be kept in a dry, stable environment, away from moisture, heat, and direct sunlight. Using coin holders, flips, or albums designed for copper coins will help prevent damage and discoloration. Never store coins loose in pockets or mixed with other metals because scratches and chemical reactions can occur. Proper storage will not turn a common coin into a rare one, but it will help maintain its current condition and value over time, especially if the coin has red or red-brown color that collectors prefer. Educational value is one of the strongest reasons to talk about the 1956 Wheat penny. In a long YouTube video, it allows creators to explain how the US Mint operated in the 1950s, how coin designs reflect national identity, and how economic conditions influence coin production during that era. The Wheat penny series also connects. Next up, the 1-cent Lincoln Wheat penny from the year 1953, with the D-Mint mark from the United States, is a fascinating coin that represents a period of American history after World War II, when the economy was growing and everyday people used coins like this for daily purchases. And this coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth, and the back of the coin shows 2 wheat ears, which is why collectors call it the Wheat penny design. And this design was used until 1958, making the 1953 penny part of the later years of the Wheat series. And many collectors enjoy learning about this era because it connects history, art, and everyday life into one small copper coin. The 1953 Wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the letter D below the date on the front of the coin, and during this year a very large number of pennies were produced, which means that most examples found today are considered common rather than rare, and because of this the value of the coin depends heavily on its condition and whether it has any special characteristics such as errors or exceptional preservation. And collectors often look closely at details like the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the wheat stalks, and the original color of the metal to judge how desirable a specific coin may be. In terms of metal content, the 1953 Wheat penny is made mostly of copper with a small amount of zinc, and this composition gives the coin its warm reddish brown color when new, and over time exposure to air and handling can cause the surface to darken or turn brown, and collectors often classify these pennies as red, brown, or brown, depending on how much original copper color remains in coins. With more original red color are usually worth more because they are harder to find in that state after many decades of circulation and storage. When discussing value, it is important to understand that a typical circulated 1953 Wheat penny that shows wear and has a brown color is usually worth only a small amount above face value, often just a few cents to collectors, while examples in better condition such as uncirculated coins that still show strong detail and original color can be worth more, possibly ranging from several tens of cents to a few dollars, depending on quality and market demand. And truly high-grade examples that have been professionally graded and preserved can bring higher prices, especially if they show strong eye appeal and minimal marks. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1953 Wheat penny is the presence of mint errors, and these errors can include things like double design, elements of center strikes, or unusual planchet issues. And while most 1953 pennies are normal, a small number with noticeable errors can attract strong interest from collectors who specialize in error coins, and these pieces can be worth significantly more than standard examples, making it worthwhile to examine any coin carefully under good lighting and magnification. For collectors and viewers who are interested in starting or expanding a wheat penny collection. The 1953D is often considered a good educational coin because it is affordable, widely available, and easy to find in various grades, and this allows new collectors to practice grading skills and learn how small differences in condition can affect value, and it also helps build an understanding of how mint marks and historical context play a role in numismatics, which is the study and collection of coins and currency. If you are thinking about buying or selling a 1953D wheat penny, it is always a good idea to compare multiple sources such as coin price guides, dealer listings, and recent sales to get a realistic idea of current value, and remember that prices can change over time based on collector interest, copper prices, and overall market trends, so values discussed in videos and guides should be seen as general estimates rather than guarantees, and proper storage such as using coin holders can help preserve condition and value over the long term. For this YouTube channel, the goal is to provide clear, detailed, and beginner-friendly information about coins like the 1953, the Lincoln Wheat Penny, and help viewers understand what they have and why it matters. And by watching through the full video, you can gain a deeper appreciation for small details that are easy to overlook and learn how even common coins can tell interesting stories about history, economics, and everyday life in the United States during the mid-20th century. If you enjoy long educational coin videos like this and want to see more deep dives into wheat pennies, rare coins, errors, and collecting tips, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you do not miss future uploads, and your support helps the channel grow and allows for more in-depth research, longer videos, and better visual examples for collectors of all levels from beginners to advanced hobbyists. The 1953D, and remembering that even a small coin can hold a big story, and whether your coin is worth just a few cents or more, the knowledge you gain from understanding it is valuable, and collecting is about curiosity, learning, and enjoyment. And this concludes the extended discussion designed for a long-form video experience for dedicated viewers and coin enthusiasts. Next up, the 1944 Lincoln Cent Wheat Penny without mint mark from the United States is one of the most searched and collected coins by beginners and advanced collectors because it was produced in Philadelphia during the final years of World War II, and it represents a powerful story of American history, patriotism, and metal conservation. And this penny is made mostly from copper after the year's mint returned to copper composition following the famous 1943 steel cent, and most 1944 pennies without mint mark are common yet still very important for collectors who want to complete a wheat cent collection. And this coin features Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat ears on the back, symbolizing prosperity and strength, and millions were minted, which makes most examples affordable yet condition and rare. Errors can make values rise significantly. When talking about the value of a 1944 wheat penny with no mint mark, it is very important to understand condition because circulated coins that have been used for many years usually have lower value, while uncirculated examples with strong details and original color are worth much more. And a normal circulated 1944 Philadelphia wheat penny may be worth only a small amount above face value, while a well-preserved uncirculated coin can be worth several dollars. And if the coin shows full wheat lines, sharp lettering, and minimal wear, collectors are willing to pay a premium, especially if the coin has attractive red copper color instead of brown. One of the biggest reasons this coin is popular on YouTube and among collectors is because of the extremely rare 1940 for steel wheat penny error. And although the normal 1944 penny should be copper, a very small number were accidentally struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943, and if a person finds a 1944 wheat penny without mint mark that sticks to a magnet, it could be one of the most valuable as pennies ever. And these steel errors have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions, and this makes people all over the world check their old pennies hoping to discover a life-changing coin. The history behind the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny adds emotional value because during World War II copper was needed for military equipment and ammunition, and the US Mint changed materials to support the war effort, and by 1944 the Mint returned to copper using recycled shell casings, which means this coin literally contains metal from wartime history. And this story makes the coin very attractive for collectors' history lovers and YouTube viewers who enjoy learning about hidden stories behind everyday money. Collectors also look for errors and varieties on the 1944 no mint mark wheat penny because small mistakes can increase value dramatically, and these include double die obverse coins of center strikes, clip planchets, and lamination errors. And even though most 1944 pennies are common, finding one with a clear error can turn a simple coin into a valuable collectible, and error coins are especially popular on YouTube because they create excitement and surprise and keep viewers watching longer. Grading plays a major role in determining the worth of a 1944 wheat penny without mint mark because professional grading services evaluate the coin based on wear, luster, strike, and eye appeal, and higher grades mean higher value, and collectors often search for coins graded Miss 65 or higher because these examples are much harder to find and command strong prices, and learning how to identify grade at home is a valuable skill for any coin enthusiast who wants to build a serious collection. For YouTube content creators, this coin is perfect because it allows long discussions about history, value, errors, metal composition, and collecting tips, and viewers enjoy seeing close-up shots, comparisons between circulated and uncirculated examples, and magnet tests for steel errors, and a 40-minute video can easily be filled with stories, facts, and visual demonstrations that keep the audience engaged and encourage them to check their own coin jars and collections. Subscription growth on coin value channels often comes from coins like the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny because it is common enough that many people own one, yet rare enough in certain forms to create excitement and hope, and by explaining realistic values while also mentioning rare possibilities, creators build trust with viewers, and this trust leads to more likes, comments, and subscriptions, and long, detailed videos help the channel appear more authoritative and educational. The market value of the 1944 wheat penny without mint mark can change over time, depending on copper prices, collector demand, and overall interest in wheat cents, and while common examples remain affordable, high grade and error coins continue to rise in value, and collectors who buy quality coins and store them properly may see appreciation over the years, and this makes the coin appealing not only for hobby reasons but also as a long-term collectible investment. In conclusion, the 1944 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark is much more than just an old coin because it connects history, wartime metal stories, collecting passion, and the thrill of rare discoveries. And whether it is worth a few cents or thousands of dollars depends on condition, composition, and errors, and this is why it remains one of the most talked about pennies on YouTube and among collectors. And learning about this coin encourages curiosity, patience, and appreciation for the small details that can turn ordinary change into something truly special. Next up, the 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark is a fascinating United States coin that was produced at the Philadelphia Mint during the middle of World War II. And this coin represents a powerful moment in American history when the nation was fully engaged in global conflict and resources were becoming increasingly important, and the wheat penny design created by Victor David Brenner continued to symbolize unity, tradition, and strength, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two wheat ears on the reverse, and because there is no mint mark, this clearly identifies the coin as struck in Philadelphia, which was the main mint facility producing millions of coins for daily commerce, and collectors today value this penny not only for money worth but also for its historical meaning, cultural value, and connection to a difficult but important time in American history. In 1942, the United States was preparing for major changes in coin metal composition due to the war effort, and copper was a critical material needed for ammunition and military equipment, and this makes the 1942 wheat penny especially interesting because it is one of the last years before the famous 1943 steel cent was introduced, and the 1942 penny was struck using bronze composed mainly of copper, tin, and zinc, and this novel composition adds stability to its long-term preservation, and collectors often check weight, color, and sound to confirm authenticity, and many people search their old jars, boxes, and inherited collections hoping to find a high-grade example that could be worth much more than face value. The value of a 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny without mint mark depends strongly on condition, and this is where grading becomes very important because Circulated coins that show where on Lincoln's hair wheat lines and lettering are usually common and affordable, while uncirculated coins with full original luster, sharp details and minimal marks are far more valuable and professional. Grading services like PCGS and NGC help determine exact condition and protect the coin in sealed holders, and high grades like Ms 65 and above can command significantly higher prices in the collector market, especially when eye appeal is strong and surfaces are clean. Another important factor in value is the presence of errors or varieties, and while the 1942 no mint mark penny does not have extremely famous varieties like the 1955 double die, collectors still look carefully for repunch dates off, center strikes, die cracks, broad strikes, and planchet errors, and any unusual feature can increase desirability and value. And error coins are popular because they represent mistakes from the minting process and offer something unique that standard coins do not, and even small errors can make a big difference to collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents. Market prices for the 1942 Philadelphia wheat penny can range from a few cents for heavily worn examples to several dollars for lightly circulated pieces, and tens or even hundreds of dollars for high grade mint state examples. And prices change over time depending on demand, metal markets, and collector interest. And online auctions, coin shows, and dealer price guides help establish current values, and collectors are always advised to compare multiple sources before buying or selling. And patience is often rewarded in numismatics because long-term holding can increase value. Historical context adds another layer of interest because in 1942, Americans were experiencing rationing, factory conversions, and wartime sacrifices, and coins like this penny passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, families, and businesses, and each coin carries silent stories of that era. And for many collectors, this emotional and educational value is just as important as financial worth, and owning a 1942 wheat penny can feel like holding a small piece of living history connected to one of the most important decades of the 20th century. For beginners, this coin is an excellent entry point into coin collecting because it is affordable, widely available, and rich in history, and it teaches important lessons about grading, mint marks, composition, and historical research. And for advanced collectors, it serves as a condition rarity challenge where finding a perfectly preserved example becomes the goal, and building a complete wheat penny set often includes upgrading the 1942 no mint mark to the highest possible grade, and this pursuit keeps collectors engaged and passionate. Proper storage and care are essential to maintain value, and collectors should avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce worth, and instead coins should be stored in acid-free holders, flips, or capsules, and kept away from moisture, heat, and direct handling. And learning how to care for coins is an important skill that protects both financial and historical value and ensures that the coin can be enjoyed by future generations. If you are enjoying this deep dive into the 1942 Lincoln cent wheat penny and you love learning about rare and valuable coins from the United States, then make sure you support the channel by subscribing right now and turning on notifications so you never miss a new video about coin values, errors, history, and collecting tips. And your subscription helps the channel grow, brings more detailed research, and allows us to create longer, more informative videos just like this one for collectors around the world. In conclusion, the 1942 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is much more than a simple 1-cent coin because it represents history, artistry, wartime America, and the excitement of collecting. And whether you own one already or hope to find one in the future, understanding its value, worth, and background makes the experience far more rewarding. And with knowledge, patience, and passion, even common coins can become treasures. And every collector journey begins with learning coins like this iconic 1942 wheat cent. The 1957 Lincoln wheat penny from the United States. This video is created for collectors, beginners, and anyone curious about old coins that may still be hiding in pockets, jars, or family collections. The 1957 wheat penny is one of the last redesigned pennies ever made before the design changed, and that makes it historically important. This coin represents the end of an era in American coinage, and many people underestimate its potential value today. Even though millions were made, condition, rarity, and special errors can turn a simple coin into something truly valuable. And exciting for collectors around the world. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during a time of economic growth in America, and it carries the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front with wheat ears on the back. This wheat design was first introduced in 1909, and by 1957 it had become a symbol of tradition and stability. The metal composition of this coin is mostly copper, which adds to its appeal because copper coins are no longer produced in the same way today. Many collectors love the warm color and solid feel of this penny, and that physical quality plays a role in long-term collectability. Millions of 1957 wheat pennies were struck at different mints, and most common examples are still affordable. However, value changes greatly depending on condition. A heavily worn coin may only be worth slightly more than face value, while a sharp, well-preserved coin with strong details can be worth much more. Collectors look closely at the hair details of Lincoln, the lines in the wheat ears, and the overall shine of the coin, because these features help determine its grade, and higher grade always means higher value in the coin collecting world. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the possibility of error. Varieties error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and they can include doubled images of center strikes or unusual markings. These errors are rare and highly desirable among collectors. If someone finds a genuine mint error on a 1957 wheat penny, it can significantly increase the value, sometimes reaching levels that surprise even experienced collectors, which is why checking every old penny carefully is always recommended. Mint marks are another important detail for this coin. The 1957 wheat penny was produced at more than one mint, and some mint locations produced fewer coins than others. Collectors often search for specific mint marks because scarcity plays a major role in value. A penny from a less common mint in excellent condition will always be more desirable than a very common one. Even small differences can matter greatly when it comes to collector demand and market price. Condition is everything when discussing the value of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. Uncirculated coins that were never used in everyday transactions can show original mint luster and sharp edges. These coins are much harder to find today because most were spent long ago. Collectors often store such coins in protective holders to prevent damage and preserve their quality over time. Proper storage can make a major difference in long-term value, especially for copper coins, which can react to air and moisture. The market value of the 1957 wheat penny can change over time based on collector interest, copper prices, and overall demand for vintage American coins. During times when coin collecting becomes more popular, prices can rise steadily. Many collectors view wheat pennies as an affordable entry point into the hobby, which keeps demand strong year after year, and this ongoing interest helps support the value of coins like the 1957 issue, even when they are not extremely rare. For people interested in subscribing to a coin collecting channel or following regular updates, this type of content is perfect. Learning about small details can help viewers avoid missing valuable coins. Education is the key to success in coin collecting, and watching detailed videos allows collectors to train their eyes and gain confidence. The more knowledge someone has, the better their chances of finding something special in everyday change or old family collections. Many collectors dream of discovering a rare penny worth a surprising amount of money, and while the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is not usually extremely expensive, it still holds potential, especially with high grades or rare stories of valuable finds keep the excitement alive and inspire people to keep searching. Every coin tells a story, and the 1957 Wheat Penny tells the story of a nation moving toward a new era while holding on to tradition. In conclusion, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny from the United States is a fascinating coin with historical importance, collector appeal, and real value potential. It may look ordinary at first glance, but closer inspection can reveal quality, rarity, and beauty that collectors truly appreciate. This is why learning about coins, subscribing to educational channels, and staying informed can be so rewarding. Keep checking your coins, keep learning, and you may one day discover that a simple penny has been waiting years to be found and appreciated.